Hello students, welcome to the digital signal processing. In this section we are going to see the poles and zeros topic along with the mixed signal. In the last session already we have seen what is poles and zeros for left sided as well as the right sided sequence. Let's see what exactly it will be for two-sided sequence. So when we discuss it for the two-sided sequence, let's take one of the example for getting the x of z. Let's say the sequence is given as a x of n is equal to minus 1 by 3 raised to n un minus 1 by 2 raised to n u of minus n minus 1. So if we concentrate over here for the first part, that is minus 1 by 3 raised to n un, this is nothing but the right sided sequence. Its z transform will be given by z minus a. So a here is minus 1 by 3, that's why this expression will become z plus 1 by 3. Similarly, when we concentrate on the next part of the equation, that is minus 1 by 2 raised to n of minus n minus 1, it is nothing but the left sided sequence. So for the left sided sequence, this second part is quite responsible. Let me just plot here. This second part, this is nothing but the z transform for the left sided sequence. So it is z by z minus a. So a here is nothing but 1 by 2, so that's why the same value is replaced in the equation, that is x of z as it is. So z minus 1 by 2. So after solving this particular equation, we will be able to get it like this. So 2z into z minus 1 by 12 divided by z plus 1 by 3 into z minus 1 by 2. Now if you just look at this particular equation, this is nothing but the x of z which we just solved. So for the x of z, when we equate the numerator to 0, we will get the zeros, and when we equate the denominator to 0, we will get the poles. So let's check it, what will be the zeros for this numerator part when we equate it to 0. So obviously 2z into z minus 1 by 12 equal to 0, means z equal to 0. So for z equal to 0, this is what the first pole which we are getting. Similarly, z minus 1 by 12 equal to 0, it is giving z equal to 1 by 12. So the second 0 which we will get is almost at the same point, since it is 1 by 12, so it is over here indicated with the second circle just nearer to the origin. Now we will go for giving the poles. So poles will be getting after equating this denominator to 0. So let's equate it, because ultimately it is giving the x of z as an infinite value. So z plus 1 by 3 equal to 0, it will be z equal to minus 1 by 3. So equivalent pole will be this one. Similarly, z minus 1 by 2 equal to 0 means z equal to 1 by 2. So this is what the second pole. So this is how for this particular equation which is just provided over here, we will have this total two poles and two zeros. Now if this is the case, we can easily point out over here that ROC is bounded by the poles and is a ring. How it is ring? Because the first part of the equation x of z is where right sided sequence is considered, that's why obviously z is greater than 1 by 3. So when z is mod z is greater than 1 by 3, so this outer part of the circle will be considered by considering the radius equal to 1 by 3. If the outer part of the circle is considered with the radius 1 by 3, what about the second part? So the second part will show this particular second part which is shown over here. It is nothing but related to the left side sequence. Obviously its z transform will be, or rather its ROC will be mod z less than mod 1 by 2. So if the first part ROC, let's say this is what the first part ROC, by taking the circle with radius 1 by 3, this is what the first part we will have, and the second part which we are going to just study, that is mod z less than 1 by 2. So it means it is from the 1 by 2 to inside. So 1 by 2 is over here, so inside it will be the ROC. Now just check here, the common portion for these two ROCs is nothing but this particular portion. So this is nothing but the common portion. If we just look at here, this is nothing but the common portion. So since this portion is common, so that is why it is provided that it is nothing but the ring which is shown over here. So for this expression, this is the first part for which we need to get the ROC. Next is the second part. So like this we will get the ring fashion over here as a result of the two expressions. Similarly, if we go on finding the ROC for the mixed sequences where the sum of two right-sided sequences is done, then the ROC will be depending on the same kind of situation. So where we will get the ROC in terms of the outer region of the circle only. Right now it is happening over here that radius equal to 1 by 3, that is what one of the circle, its outer part is considered, and radius equal to 1 by 2, that is another circle, its inner part is considered. So whatever the common region we are resulting in, it is nothing but the ring, and it is shown over here. That's why ROC does not include any pole. So this ROC does not include any pole. Let's consider the next, when the sum of two right-sided sequences is done. So if for the same example which is just studied over here, if we consider it is like minus 1 by 2 u of n. So what is happening over here? So 1 by 2, that is what the outer circle will be considered. Inner circle will be simply skipped. Okay, here we will just consider it like minus 1 by 3 raised to u of n. 1 by 3 raised to n u of n. So that is what done over here. When we sum up these two over here, then we will be able to grab it like this. So sum of two right-sided sequences, it will result in this kind of ROC. So what exactly this ROC? ROC is bounded by poles and is the exterior of a circle. So in the conclusion we can say that ROC does not include any pole. So that is why here the common ring will not be observed, since it is sum of two right-sided sequences. So thank you everyone, thank you very much. In the next lecture we are going to discuss the properties of the Z transform.